2 spot during interleague play this year. 8 for 21 with 3 homers and 4 RBIs. He's got an 8-game hit streak as well. And then down in the 7th spot, Kevin Pillar over his last 5 games, 7 for 17. 3 of those 7 hits have left the ballpark. 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Kevin Pillar getting his timing back.
Stay hot, Kevin Pillar. He will face Taylor Jordan tonight. 26 years old. He was a 9th-round draft pick back in 2009. Got into 9 games for the Nationals in 2013, 5 last season. He is forced into action tonight because Steven Strasburg went on the disabled list. He was removed from the game last Friday, took the loss in that game, and will get the Blue Jays for the first time in his career.
You know, Escobar in at the grass. He's done this throughout the first 2 games of this series with Reyes up, and Reyes shows bunt, takes ball 1. We are underway. Mark Buehrle just making his way in. That's the only thing he's been late for.
He's not late, right?
He is not late. Yanni Navarro starting tonight went down to warm up Mark Buehrle. He's making their way in from the left field bullpen. 2-0 to Reyes. Ball 3. 3 straight wide ones. 18 degrees here. Another overcast night in Washington, and that's been consistent all 3 days here. It's been rainy and overcast. 4 straight balls, and Reyes will walk to start the ball game. No defense for the walk, but we'll take a look at the defense behind Taylor Jordan. In the outfield, it is Tyler Moore. Denard Span returns to center. Bryce Harper is in right. On the infield, the former Blue Jay Yunel Escobar has really played well at third base for the Nationals. It is Desmond and Espinosa up the middle. Ryan Zimmerman at first base, and the catcher behind the plate, Wilson Ramos for Taylor Jordan.
You know, you mentioned Denard Span back in the lineup for the Nationals. They are excited to have their leadoff hitter and their center fielder. Span last played in the field in Cincinnati. That was on May the 31st. He's been dealing with a knee problem. Out here early today, shagging fly balls, said everything was okay, and they put him in the lineup.
Josh Donaldson went after the first pitch. Now it's a ball and a strike to the number 2 hitter. Josh Donaldson, we mentioned his numbers during interleague play, 8 for 21. He also has an 8-game hit streak in which he's hit .424 over those 8 games. Reyes is perfect stealing bases. He's 4 for 4.
And Wilson Ramos, the catcher, has had trouble throwing out base runners this year, 26%. But they are getting a first look at Taylor Jordan. You got to make this guy throw the ball over the plate before you even try to steal.
Yeah, get an idea of what you're dealing with before you run into an out. He walked Reyes to start the game. He's filling in for Steven Strasburg. Strasburg was out throwing today, so that's encouraging news for the Nationals.
Strasburg pitched in that game last Friday, removed from the game. Jordan came in. Took the loss in that game. This is actually his 2nd stint with the Nationals this year.
There's a fly ball deep to center field. That's over the head of Span off the wall. Reyes is headed for third. They're going to stop him there. Donaldson slides in safely at second. And it's second and third just like that. The first 2 hitters for the Blue Jays.
Boy, did Josh Donaldson ever put a charge into that ball to center field. Taylor Jordan doesn't give up a lot of long fly balls. He's got that good sinking fastball, but Donaldson, watch him rear back and just smoke this ball to center field. It's a line drive over the head of Span in center field, and he's not even going to have time to get back to catch it. Watch it bang off the wall, not halfway up. And Blue Jays are in business. First 2 reach here in the first.
30th extra base hit for Donaldson. Bautista takes strike 1. Jose was 1 for 4 with a walk in last night's game. He had a single off of his former teammate Casey Jansen in the 9th inning. Golden opportunity for the Blue Jays here in the first.
And they have to take advantage of it. They won last night's ball game 7-3, scoring 3 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th, and they came up with clutch hits. They put together some good at bats against the Washington Nationals late in that game.
Bautista has a 7-game hit streak going on. 1-2. There's a base hit through the left side. Reyes will come in. Donaldson will move up to third as Bautista drives in the first run of the ball game. RBI number 31 for the Blue Jays right fielder.
You've got those runners in scoring position. They're on base for you. Expand that strike zone just a little bit. You got a young player in his first start this season, struggling for Matt Williams' team right here. Kick him when they're down. Sinker right over the middle of the plate. Doesn't sink, and Bautista Jose slaps that ball through the left side. 3 good at bats now for the Blue Jays.
Walk, double, single, 1-0 Jays, and now Chris Colabello will step in against Taylor Jordan. Colabello has a 13-game hit streak going. That's the longest hit streak of his career. Breaking ball missed downstairs. Colabello has really worn out pitches on the inner half of the plate. He has done a terrific job getting those inside pitches and cashing them in. Here they come inside. Ball sunk right out of the strike zone.
What he's done, when you talked about the inner half, he stayed inside the ball on those pitches on the inner half. Not trying to go around the baseball and hook the ball to left field. He stays inside it, and he's seen a lot of pitches go right back through the middle. This guy's a good hitter. He really is. He doesn't have a lot of team speed in him, so his base hits are legit hits. Not a lot of infield hits from Chris Colabello.
He's batting .474 with runners in scoring position, making the most of those at bats. He's 9 for 19. Nobody out. Off the plate outside. Blue Jays, as we mentioned at the top of the show, haven't won a series on the road since they took 2 of 3 from the Orioles way back in April. We wrapped up that series on the 12th of April. They had a good first road trip, and then it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, they won the series in New York to open the season. They went down to Baltimore, took 2 out of 3. And then it's been a rough sledding for the Jays. There have been some bad pitched games. They haven't hit at times. They've thrown the ball around a little bit. This is a good start right here.
They won 6 of their last 22 on the road. Colabello stays back and fouls it out of play. Blue Jays will have an off day tomorrow, and there wouldn't be anything better than celebrating a series win here. Mark Buehrle's on the mound. We mentioned his great start against the Twins, a 9-inning complete game victory over Minnesota. Take a look at the breakdown of the home road numbers for the Blue Jays. They're 2 games over 500 at Rogers Center, 8 games under away from Rogers Center, and in fact they have not pitched well, and they have not hit as well as they have at home.
You know what they haven't done? They haven't put them both together at the same time, especially on the road. They'll get good hitting, and they won't get good pitching, vice versa, or they'll kick the ball around like we saw in Minnesota and cost them a game.
Colabello fouls it off the umpire.
They were taken apart by Houston, a team that the Blue Jays are going to face over the weekend when they went down to Houston to face the Astros. Took them apart with good pitching and timely hitting, lots of home runs and a deep bullpen.
Houston swept them in a 4-game series. There's a drive into right. That's going to get down as Donaldson comes in to score. Colabello picks up another RBI. A 2-strike RBI single to right.
And another hit with runner in scoring position. He cashes him in, and look where the ball goes. Ball goes to right field. Stays on it. That's a two-strike approach. You know, one thing Taylor Jordan's going to have to do is he's going to have to finish off hitters by getting the ball down. And give a base hit to Bautista on a pitch is up, and this one just spins over the middle of the plate. And good major league hitters are going to hit that ball hard every single time. You know, he stayed inside that ball and just shot it into right field. That's how you become a good RBI man right there, a two-strike hitter.
For Colabello, that extends his hit streak to 14 straight. That's the pitching coach, Steve McCaddy, now talking to Taylor Jordan. Colabello and Ryan Zimmerman talking a little bit of hitting. Isn't it funny? You played first base and you were a good hitter, but boy, when these two guys get together over first good hitters, they like to chat about hitting.
Talk about, well, what do you see in that situation? How do you approach that situation? Matt Williams was a pretty good hitter.
I guess so.
Right now, he's looking for some pitching.
Williams in his second year as the manager of the Nationals. Still nobody out. This is Deanna Navarro back with the Blue Jays. Bautista had a big break at second, and the pitcher stepped off. The batter asked for time. Everybody kind of got rattled a bit. Bautista, RBI single. He's at second. Colabello with the same. He's at first. Navarro had a hamstring injury. He injured himself on April 21st. He was back with the Blue Jays. And you know, they always say, well, they go on the 15-day disabled list. When you have a leg injury that's that significant, it's going to take you a month. And that's what it's been with Navarro, over a month.
With those types of injuries, you just have to get them well. You got to get them fixed first. And then you got to get back into playing shape. So whatever the time is where you're down, double it after you get healed. Get the injury healed, because it's going to take you that long to get yourself back into baseball shape. Navarro was swinging the bat right before he got injured. He had 3 hits the day before he got put on the DL.
That ball is fouled past the first baseman. Well, Navarro got off to a pretty good start, as you mentioned. That day he went on the DL, he had a big day. He had a couple of doubles. He was running all over the place. He's had a good run against the National League. Over his last 8 games against the National League, he's hit .346. Deanna rehabbed at AAA Buffalo. There's a ground ball. Zimmerman waves at it, and the second baseman gets there, and they get him out at first as Jordan covers. Well, Taylor Jordan starting this game because of Steven Strasburg's injury, and the Nationals have some key players out. When you think about the rotation, Steven Strasburg is out.
Some of their best players. Strasburg from the pitching staff, Doug Fister, the forearm, he is out. Jason Worth, who has put up some great seasons here for the Washington Nationals, he has been out. He just went back on the disabled list with broken wrist. Anthony Rendon has been out all season long. Their hard-hitting infielder.
This is Justin Smoak getting the start at first base. Edwin Encarnacion, in case you haven't heard, has a hamstring problem, and he hopes to be able to return to action on Friday night. 1 out, second and third. Big opportunity for Smoak here. Blue Jays have already scored 2 this inning. The first 4 batters reach base. Walk, double, single, single.
And Matt Williams says that's enough. He's got the infield in now with a couple of runners on. This is very interesting here in the first inning.
Ground ball to first, and Bautista's going to score. Good read by Bautista. Zimmerman had to go to his right, backhanded, and Jose read it perfectly. So the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and because he had to go down to his knee to finish off that play at first base, Zimmerman, he couldn't get up and get Bautista. They were going contact all the way. Both runners. A ball on the ground. Watch Bautista reads it. Zimmerman gets to it, but falls down, stumbles just a little bit. Enough to finish off the play at first base, but he cannot get the run at the plate. Blue Jays jump out ahead 3-0.
Kevin Pillar.
Zimmerman was a very good fielder over at third base. They have shifted him over to first base this season. And saved a run right there. That ball gets by him, and Colabello's going to score.
Kevin Pillar singles to left field. Here comes Colabello. Another 4-run inning for the Blue Jays. It comes in the first tonight. Kevin Pillar is red hot.
We talked about him in the opening, and hitters going through rough stretches, always making adjustments, always trying to do something to help them. He is trying to eliminate that leg kick. Says he feels a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, trying to get that backside through. Saw a couple of 93-mile-an-hour pitches last night from Max Scherzer. He thought they were changeups because he was staying back just a little bit more.
Ryan Goins, the 8-hitter. Mark Buehrle didn't anticipate coming out on deck in the first inning. I told you he was almost late for his at-bat.
That's what you were talking about. Okay.
Goins behind 0-2.
Taylor Jordan has not been able to locate anything this inning. Everything has been up, and when he has missed, he's bounced a couple of balls in front of home plate. And the Blue Jays, to their credit, have taken advantage of it.
0-2, 2 outs. The Blue Jays have an off day tomorrow. The Cubs play here tomorrow against the Nationals, a 4-game series. So John Gibbons Ball Club will have the day off before Houston comes to town, starting on Friday night. But the Nationals, they can't go to their bullpen this early in the ball game.
They got to hope that Taylor Jordan can get them through. Remember, it's no DH, so you can't just keep running guys out there. You got to think about when he hits in that lineup. Pillar with a big lead. Not a bad time to go.
Right back to the mound, and Jordan will go to first to end the inning, but the Blue Jays score 4 runs on 4 hits and a walk. Mark Buehrle staked to a 4-0 lead before he goes to the mound. Kevin Pillar with a capper, an RBI single to drive home Chris Colabello. 4-0 Blue Jays. Nationals lineup, Denard Span right back in the top of the lineup. He has put up good numbers against Mark Buehrle. Span played for the Minnesota Twins in the AL Central, a .364 career average with a couple of home runs. Bryce Harper in his last 15 games has hit nearly 400. Harper a .396 average, 6 homers and 13 RBIs, and today he was named the National League Player of the Month.
Mark Buehrle, 10 starts, 6-4 record, .497 earned run average. This is his 6th career start versus the Montreal Washington franchise. He pitched against the Expos in 2002 and 2004. And last time out was vintage Mark Buehrle. Gave up those runs in the first inning. 5 hits in the first 6 batters and then faced the minimum after that 4-run first inning.
Yeah, this is the flip side of that for Buehrle. He's been staked to a 4-run lead in the first inning. Bernard Span. 314 for the season for the Nationals center fielder. Span's in his 3rd year in Washington. Came over from the Minnesota Twins. Chops this one off the plate. Buehrle will go there and try to flip it to Smoke, and Smoke says, let's check that out. Well, what a play by 2 great defenders. Buehrle gloved it and flipped it to Smoke with his glove. And then Smoke had his foot on the bag, and Smoke immediately signaled to the dugout, hey, let's ask for a challenge here. That was bang, bang. He says, yeah, let's take a look at it. So Smoke, a terrific defender, and both of these guys make a heck of a play.
Well, Mark Buehrle has done this forever and ever. Watch him catch the ball, flip, and does he get on the base before the ball gets in the glove? We will see. That's the first base umpire, the crew chief, Larry Vanover.
Boy, we couldn't see the glove because Span passed in front of the camera there, but it was close, bang bang at first, and Smoke came off the back. This should give you a better view here, as Buehrle initially thought about tagging Span. You could see he kind of reached out to tag him, and then
that's what he was thinking about tagging him, then flips it. Yeah, you're right. You're just not sure on that shot right there. Does he touch the bag? Couldn't stretch to the ball because he had to deal with the runner.
Well, he didn't know where it was going either.
Yeah. You never know where it's going to go. This one might be the definitive shot right here.
Boy, that's close. That's too close for me to think that they're going to overturn the call.
I like what Span did right at the end there. He ran right through the bag. He didn't jump up and get that last stretch. It takes a little bit longer. He ran right through and touched the top part and the front part of the bag.
Yeah, my gut feeling is that they're going to let the call on the field stand. I don't think it was definitive enough to overturn the call. The ball got there about the same time that Span hit the bag.
Well, I'm glad you're not an umpire.
Wow, how about that? So the Gold Glover, 4-time Gold Glover Mark Buehrle, flips it to Smoke, and the Blue Jays win the challenge.
I was with you.
Yeah,
I didn't
thought it
think
was the other
there was
way.
enough evidence from the angles that we saw, but the Blue Jays will certainly take it, take some of that speed, keep that off the base.
Ground ball up the middle, and this one sneaks into center off the bat of Ian Desmond. A one-out single for the Nationals. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays defensively. In the outfits, Chris Colabello, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista. Good to see Bautista back out in right. Josh Donaldson's at third. He's made 7 errors. Jose Reyes is up the middle. He teams up with Ryan Goins. And Justin Smoke makes his 18th start at first base. And Deanna Val back behind the plate for Mark Buehrle.
Last time he played was on April the 21st. Last time he caught was April the 15th when he caught Mark Buehrle's 2nd win of the season. That was against the Tampa Bay Rays.
He and Mark Buehrle worked very well last year, and they really got into a groove early on. This says Yunel Escobar, and this should be 2. Reyes flips to go and back to first. It is a double play. Bang, bang at first, but they complete the double play, and Buehrle's out of the first.
has actually had some success as a hitter. In fact, he has 1 career home run as a member of the White Sox. He told me yesterday that when he hit the ball, he had no idea he got that much of it. He put his head down, just started running the bases, and when he got towards second, he was wondering, why has nobody tried to throw the ball back? That's when he looked up and realized that it left the ballpark for his first career home run. He joked about saying it was all hips and it was all muscle, and he'll probably never be able to do it again.
He had a heck of a year that year, Barry. He hit 250 that year. This is popped up over the Blue Jays dugout, not a play. Buehrle hit 250 that year. He hit the home run. He hit that home run in 2009. He was 1 for 4.
8 hits. 8 hits in his career.
118 at bats. 068.
I almost didn't recognize him on that replay without the beard.
He pitched in the National League in 2012 and had 67 at bats. And he's got a base hit here. Mark Buehrle continues the hit parade, and the bench responds accordingly. Give it a stir it up, Mark.
I don't think so.
That's not his. Yeah, look
No.
at Valencia says you got to stir it up. He goes, nah, that's not me. Now, see, he shook his finger at him. No, I don't do that stuff. Good for you, Mark.
Just put the bat on the ball and good things happen. Taylor Jordan again with another pitch up in the strike zone. And you can tell everybody on the bench appreciates that.
Mark Buehrle's 9th career hit, a leadoff single. Reyes hits it high and deep to right. Bryce Harper is back at the track just in front of the scoreboard and makes the catch. Buehrle retreats to first. Blue Jays are having some mighty cuts against Taylor Jordan here in the early part of this ball game.
He's not fooling anybody right now. Fastball, changeup, sinker, slider. And he's got to live down in the strike zone. He's got a good 2-seam fastball where he can get a lot of ground ball outs, but when they're up, you can see the Blue Jays right now are teeing off on him.
Josh Donaldson doubled and scored in the first. Donaldson's hit streak now in 9 games. That's his 9th hit in interleague play this season.
Boy, he is just putting together a great year for the Blue Jays. He's doing everything. He's hitting in clutch situations. He's hitting his home runs, driving in runs. He's playing a great third base for me. And doing some damage in that 9-game hit streak.
Backhanded by Escobar. He goes to second for 1, back to first, and Mark Buehrle. What a slide Buehrle put on at second base. He's a baseball player. He wiped out Danny Espinosa and ensured that he wouldn't have a chance to make a good throw. And Buehrle with a base hit and a heck of a slide at second.
Hey, and that's a sharply hit ball to the third baseman. They're not holding him on, so he gets a little extra room to run. And he knows what his job is. Go right into the second baseman, disrupt them a little bit. Maybe you keep the inning going a little bit. And Buehrle ducks underneath Espinosa, and Espinosa throws wildly over to first base.
Bautista pops it to right. Harper makes the catch. The Blue Jays will leave a base runner. How about Mark Buehrle getting the leadoff single and wiping out the second baseman on a double play?
give you an indication of how times have changed. Last night before the game, a fan didn't ask for Bryce Harper's autograph. She threw her camera onto the field at Bryce Harper. Harper decided to take a selfie of himself and throw the phone back up to the fan. It's a little bit odd, but that's what technology is these days. It's all about the selfies. Buck?
And that young lady had just graduated from James Madison University and threw the phone down there and wanted a picture of him for a graduation present, I guess.
There goes the autographs. No more autographs.
No more autographs. Harper goes after the first pitch, and it's scooped by Smoke. Buehrle's there. Well, Bryce Harper is a youngster, just 22 years old. As we mentioned, he was named the National League Player of the Month for the month of May, and this is right before the national anthem. He is over there signing autographs for all of the fans here at Nationals Park, and just as he gets done, he says, hey, I got to run. They're going to play the national anthems. So he goes over to line up with his teammates in front of the Nationals dugout as the two national anthems were about to be introduced. But he is very accommodating and pretty understanding for a youngster.
Yeah, he gets it at 22 years of age. Have you seen that commercial with Mike Trout signing all the autographs for all the kids? And they got the microphones right in there. It's so baseball. That reminded me of that, where all the kids talk to those great players.
Ryan Zimmerman hits it to Reyes, and he boots it. That'll be the fourth error for Reyes as Zimmerman reaches. You always know that when Buehrle's on the mound, there's going to be a lot of balls put in play, ground balls and fly balls.
Yeah, left side of the infield's going to get a lot of work as that ball comes up and handcuffs Reyes. He cannot come up with it. You're right. It is an error, number 4 on the season. You get a lot of ground balls on the left side of the infield, a lot of fly balls to left field. That ball played Jose for his 4th error.
Listen, Ramos, the catcher. Ramos has not faced Buehrle in the past. Ground ball. Reyes gets another chance. Second for 1, and that's wide, and they are able to get the lead runner. Zimmerman is out on the fielder's choice. Goins could just get that contact to force the lead runner.
Well, this should be a double play right here. It's Taylor May right. You got the catcher running, but the throw is going to take Goins out into the outfield, and Ryan luckily is able to keep his foot engaged with that bag, and they can get that lead runner at second base. So instead of a double play, it's 2 outs, runner at first.
This is Tyler Moore, the left fielder. Moore played first base in game 2 of yesterday's split doubleheader. It's the first time he had played first base this season. Batting .211 for the season. The Nationals, in talking to the manager and some of the coaches around the batting cage today, they expect to get Anthony Rendon back in a few days. That's how they characterized it. And it sounds like he's going to come back and play second base. He played some third last year.
You and I have spent the last couple of days talking to some of the Nationals people, and we asked them, hey, what's going on with your team? We just haven't been able to kick it into gear. And they said, we got to get our guys back. We've had so many guys on the disabled list. We talked about Pfister and Strasburg from the starters. Casey Janssen in the bullpen missed some time. Span has missed a lot of time. Jason Worth, Rendon, who you were talking about, he had a sensational year last year for Washington. Once Matt Williams gets all of his players back, it's going to be a good team. Isn't it funny how you put teams together in the offseason and you make all those plans and they can all go up and smoke?
Strasburg came out and threw today, and he was throwing very hard, although it was flat ground. And I think they're trying to figure out. He's got a strain in his lat muscle in the back of his shoulder, and he was out. Looked like he was trying to test it to see how it was going to hold up. Ground ball. Reyes had short. They'll get the force out at second. The inning is over. The air doesn't factor in. We'll go to the third. Mark Buehrle and the Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead.
Presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual-clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Beautiful Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. It's a great venue, and you can see an awful lot from the ballpark downtown, the skyline. You can see the Capitol building just a few blocks away, not that far away, probably about a mile away from our venue here. This Colabella goes after the first pitch. That's a much better location for Taylor Jordan.
Much better depth on that sinker also. Gets a lot of ground ball outs with that two-seamer. Just been getting underneath it and getting it up in the strike zone.
Taylor Jordan is from Merritt Island, Florida. That's the place where Clint Hurdle grew up, the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Over on the east coast of Florida.
East Coast, isn't it? Up by Cocoa?
Yeah.
Cocoa Beach?
He was a 9th-round pick in 2009, and boy, he had a great season in 2013. He went 9-1 between A-ball and AA. But he's had a rough start to this ball game.
Minor league pitcher of the year for the Nationals in 2013. He got pressed into duty because of the injury to Steven Strasburg.
But the thing about the Nationals, with all the injuries, despite the fact they're missing some of their key players, they've been able to hold their head above water. Well, there's a good sinker down and in. One down here in the third, and big reason why they've been able to maintain their lead in the NL East is the play of Bryce Harper and Max Scherzer. And today it was announced that they were named the pitcher of the month in the National League and the player of the month in the National League. And it's the first time that has happened in Major League Baseball. The teammates won those respective honors since July 2008, when C.C. Sabathia and Ryan Braun of the Brewers were the players of the month.
Scherzer 5-1 with 167 earned run average. Major league leading 56 strikeouts last month. How you get those kind of guys doing your heavy lifting for you, you're going to win a lot of games.
Harper and Scherzer are the 6th and 7th Nationals player to win the monthly honors. Well, all of a sudden, Taylor Jordan has gotten that sinker down. 2 outs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Trevor May and Rick Porcello, the starters in that ball game. And Boston is scuffling a bit as well.
They won the first game today. They beat the Twins. That'll help. You're right, they have been struggling.
Phil Hughes took the loss. Eduardo Rodriguez, how about that? The youngster, 7 innings, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts. He improves to 2-0. He is the young man they picked up in the Andrew Miller trade with Baltimore last year. Justin Smoke picked up an RBI when he grounded out to first in his first at bat. The pitch was upstairs. Smoke's 13th ribby of the season. Couple of strikeouts here in the third for Taylor Jordan. Strikes out the side. He got that fastball down where he wants it now. 3 up, 3 down into third, striking out Colabello, Navarre, and Justin Smoke. Taylor Jordan sorting things out.
Square and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Blue Jays scored 4 runs on 4 hits in the top half of the first. They have a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the third, Mark Buehrle has allowed just 1 hit. Ground ball to Reyes. Takes his time, in plenty of time. Espinosa's read time.
Lots of ground balls when Mark Buehrle's got that sinker cutter working. He'll move that cutter around the strike zone, backdoor to right-handers, and right now he's got them in swing mode. That is 4 straight ground balls to the shortstop by the Nationals.
Well, you give Mark Buehrle a lead, and you can bet he's going to pound that strike zone. He's not too concerned about pitching around guys. He's going to challenge everybody. Right now, the pitcher is up, Taylor Jordan. He has a hit in 3 at-bats for the season. This is his first start. Only his 2nd appearance of the year.
Look where those pitches are. The quality of those pitches. On the corner, just outside the strike zone.
Hey, how about that? Buehrle singled off Jordan, and now Jordan returns the favor. That pitch was away. He just went with it and stroked it into right. That's his 2nd hit of the season.
Pitchers tonight saying, we don't need the DH. We can go out there and do it. Buehrle with a base hit and an aggressive slide. And now Taylor Jordan just pokes that ball to right field.
Well, obviously in the National League, the pitchers hit every day. Relief pitchers don't necessarily hit as much as the starters, but we saw 5 of the relief pitchers out. I mean, 5 of the starters hitting today, and it was very, very animated. They were having a good time.
They'll have games. They'll play some home run derby. They'll play base hits. They'll also go out there. They'll work on their bunting and do all that. It's a great game, I think, the National League game.
Matthew Leakroy, the bullpen coach, was in charge of the pitching machine for the bunting drills, and he had it cranked up pretty hard. Ground ball to Donaldson. He goes quickly to second. Goins makes a nice turn, and what a scoop at first, boy. Justin Smoke can flat out pick it. Goins got a tough handle and had to make an off-balance throw, and Smoke digs it out of the dirt to turn the double play. Picture perfect double play. Donaldson to Goins. He's coming across the bag, throws it in the dirt. No problem for Smoke.
Holders, log on to My Blue Jays and enter the code MBJ0416 to earn My Blue Jays points just for watching the broadcast. The entry box can be found on My Blue Jays homepage. The code must be entered by 11:59 tonight. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. And you can see there are a lot of Blue Jay fans here tonight, so they won't be able to enter those codes that indicate they were watching the broadcast, but you at home can do that, so make sure you jot down that number and get it logged in. Kevin Pillar, he has 4 hits in his last 5 at bats and an RBI single, first time up tonight. You got another hit. He's in love with that new approach. A leadoff single here in the 4th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, Jamie, it's interesting. Wellington Castillo, a catcher, Dominic Leone, and Jack Reinheimer, plus Gabby Guerrero, for Mark Trumbull and Vidal Nuno, the left-handed relief pitcher. So it's a pretty interesting trade. And obviously, Seattle has been hurting for a complimentary bat to go along with Nelson Cruz. They have Seager and Cano, but they haven't really provided that much impact in the offense.
Well, they get a big bat in Mark Trumbull. 9 home runs in 46 games from the right side. You can put him in line behind Cano and Cruz and Seager. Just another right-handed bat. He'll probably hit 6th in that lineup behind Kyle Seager.
Goins bounces to first. Zimmerman goes to second. The return throw not in time. Pillar's out on the fielder's choice. Goins legs it out at first. He's aboard with 1 out.
Well, Kevin Pillar has been impressive the last couple of days. He took Max Scherzer deep a couple of times in last night's game. He's got a couple of hits today. He's just working hard. He's trying to eliminate that leg kick. Says he feels a lot more comfortable in the ball. Doesn't seem to be traveling as fast. You eliminate some of that movement like that, just use your hand, you can turn on anybody's fastball.
On this road trip, Pillar now has 8 hits in 15 at bats. His average over 500 on the road trip. Buehrle squares early and bunts it off the catcher. Buehrle has 12 sacrifice hits in his career. He singled in the 2nd. And the reason they have him bunt with 1 out is to stay out of a double play. Hopefully he can get it on the ground.
Yeah, take a shot with Reyes with 2 outs to try and drive him in. Trying to get this ball up the first base line. You can see Ryan Zimmerman, the first baseman. He's got to hold Ryan Goins on at first base so he cannot come charging down the line. Escobar at 3rd base. Look at where he's playing.
Oh, what a bunt. A beauty. Buehrle bunts it up the first base line. He does his job. He has a hit and a sacrifice bunt. He's got a hard slide to break up a double play. And he's pitching a shutout. What more do you want him to do? Good job by Buehrle as he advances Goins into scoring position.
Wow. Through the first 3.5 innings of this game, here's your MVP. Right there, he's doing it all.
He's putting on a clinic. A little bit of everything.
Deadens the ball. Watch him. Keeps that bat at a 45-degree angle. Catches it with the end of the bat. That deadens the ball. Gets it down on the grass. Only play is over at first base.
So Buehrle puts Goins in scoring position for Reyes, and there are 2 outs. Reyes 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball's off the plate outside. Donaldson is next.
Ote just missed a home run his last time up. I mean, he drilled that ball to right field. He's looking for that first long one of the season, and he just missed it. Sent Harper to the warning track in right field.
2 balls and a strike to the leadoff man, Jose Reyes. 273 this season with runners in scoring position. He's picked up 10 RBIs for Reyes. That's what he's done to this point. Pulls out one foul outside of first. They're playing Reyes shallow in left and in center. Bryce Harper plays abnormally deep in right, and he is still about a few steps behind normal straightaway depth.
Probably remembering that drive that Reyes hit to him last time up. If Jose hits it to left field, the Nationals are gambling that's going to be soft. So the center field and left field are shallow.
There's a base hit to right. Harper charges. Goins comes around. Here's the throw to the plate. It's a good throw, but not in time. Reyes picks up the RBI. Goins slides home safely. And it's a 5-0 game.
That's why you sacrifice with the pitcher. You get that runner at second base and you take that one shot with your leadoff hitter to try and drive him in. And Jose Reyes, who hit the ball hard last time up, drilled that ball into right field. You mentioned that Harper was deep in right field, and he plays abnormally deep. So look how far he has to come and get that ball. And he's got a strong arm. But Goins with 2 outs, he is running on anything. And Ryan gets that hand across the bag. The plate.
Josh Donaldson was positioned perfectly to help Goins as he indicates slide to the outside, and Goins swipes his hand across home plate, sliding under the tag. Donaldson doubled in the first inning. Scored the second Blue Jays runner, that 4-run run. Donaldson has interesting splits as far as where he likes the ball. He hits for a good average on balls down in the zone. But we have seen his last 6 home runs have all been belt high and higher.
And it doesn't matter what part of the ballpark. That ball he hammered to center field for that double was a line drive, about 400 feet, right off the wall. We've seen him hit balls to right field for home runs. The home run in Minnesota was impressive at center field.
And another drive to center. Span this time gets back and makes the catch. Josh Donaldson swinging the bat well again tonight. The Blue Jays add another run here in the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Reyes picked up the RBI. It's 5-0 Jays.
presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Blue Jays trying to take the series. It's the third game of a 3-game series. They have split the first 2. Doubleheader yesterday. They were rained out Monday night, and they had a day-night doubleheader yesterday. Washington won the opener in the afternoon 2-0. The Blue Jays won 7-3 in the nightcap.
Beat up Max Scherzer yesterday.
Yes, they did. Max Scherzer with 5 wins in the month of May, National League Pitcher of the Month. Desmond hits it to Reyes. He's had a busy night. He throws out Ian Desmond. Well, Mark Buehrle picked up some wins early in the season because he was getting 10 runs a game in run support. He, by his own admission, was not pitching that well. But boy, in his last 5 starts, everything has come together for the lefty.
Yeah, first 5, the ERA up over 6. Last 5, it's about 3.5, and that's where he usually pitches. He's going deeper into the ball game, and it's all about throwing the ball where he needs to. The first part of the season, first half for him, everything was up in the strike zone. You didn't get the good bite on his cutter. Still throwing about the same miles per hour. It's just the location for Buehrle was not very good at the beginning. His last 5 has been outstanding. Batters hitting just .213 against him.
That one's past Donaldson. He's upset that he couldn't make the play. Escobar aboard. His first hit of the night.
You know, we were talking about the location for Mark Buehrle in the first 5 and the last 5, and this will tell all you need to know. In April, you can see the opponent's batting average at .433. Look at where the red line is. It's above the line and out over the plate to the right-handers. Everything is up above that middle of the strike zone line. Well, in May, he's starting to get the ball down, and you're seeing more red spots down in that lower quadrant of the strike zone to those right-handers, and the opponent's hitting just .216. He's locating his cutter down there and his changeup down there against the right-handers.
Just like a weather map, the red indicates a higher concentration of those pitches, and he's been able to locate the ball much better. This is Bryce Harper. In his last 15 games, Harper swinging the bat. A .396 clip coming into this game. Pulls that one foul outside of first.
You and I were standing around the batting cage today, and I really wanted to watch this guy hit right here. And Bob Boone was back there talking to us, and I said, "Where's Bryce Harper?" He says he doesn't hit on the field anymore. He hit 3 home runs in a ball game when he hit in the cage, and he hasn't been on the field to hit batting practice in a month and a half. I asked him why, and he says, well, he doesn't like to see the ball. He gets a little bit long, if you will, when he's out on the field, like trying to crank the ball out of the ballpark. Where in the cage, in a smaller quadrant, a little area, he feels like he can just work on just his stroke, his short swing, and it obviously has helped him.
1-2 to Bryce Harper. Outside. Why does he wear the number 34?
Well, his father's favorite player was Mickey Mantle, and in honor of that, you add the 3 and 4 together, and you get the 7. That was Mickey's number, so he's always worn number 34 his whole life.
Hit hard, but well foul. Okay, I got a question for you. Why didn't he wear number 7?
That was my question when I asked him.
It could have been 16. He could have been 25, but he chose 34.
And he's always been 34. And to honor Mickey Mantle because that was his father's favorite player.
There he reaches for that pitch and serves it into left. A one-hopper to Colabello. Well, we have proof that Bryce Harper wore 34 as a kid.
There he is right there, ages 8 and 9 years old. This is in Nevada, where he grew up. That's Joey Gallo, who just got called up for the Texas Rangers, and Bryce Harper as a catcher, wearing number 34 when they were little leaguers, when they were teammates.
How about that team? Whereas Harper in his 4th season, Joey Gallo played his first game last night, went 3 for 4, just a triple shy of the cycle. He had a homer in his first game. This is the first baseman, Ryan Zimmerman. ball and a strike. 5-0 Jays. We're at the bottom of the fourth. Mark Buehrle with the lead. Well, he stays right in on the hands, and that's that cutter you were talking about last time out.
Yeah, it's a pitch that has really been good to Mark Buehrle. He learned it when he was with the Chicago White Sox. It was taught to him by his pitching coach at that time, by Nardi Contreras, and it has been good to him. I was talking to him about that, and he said that Bartolo Colon, when they were teammates, taught him another type of cutter. You know, Colon, he's got an outstanding cutter. He says he likes that one. He likes that grip, but he just doesn't feel consistent with it. Not like the one he learned from Contreras long ago. How about that? Pitchers are always tinkering. They're always trying to improve. You talk to guys on other teams or guys who just get traded to their teams. Hey, how do you hold your cutter? Show me what you do with that. Maybe I can throw it that way.
And Buehrle strikes out Zimmerman. That's the first strikeout for Buehrle. Second out of the fourth inning.
Boy, he goes in against Zimmerman, who's been a good RBI man, and then he throws the changeup. That's called the dead fish right there. Look how way out in front Zimmerman is. Those have been two very good pitches in the career of Mark Buehrle, the cutter and the changeup.
Goes back and forth, in and out. You can go in and out with the cutter, back and forth with the changeup. This is the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Goes after the first pitch. The biggest thing about pitching is what you want to do is take the sting out of the hitter's bat. So you don't want him to square it up. Don't barrel up that baseball. And Buehrle is the master of doing that.
He never makes you feel comfortable.
He's one of those guys you say, well, okay, he throws 83, 84. I know he can't beat me with the fastball, so I'm going to wait back. Look for an off-speed pitch, and then he busts that cutter right in on your hands, and you can't get the barrel out.
He'll get his share of broken bats, too, with it. And that was almost one right there.
How many bats does Buehrle consider a good night?
When he was younger, and he threw a little bit harder, and had a little bit more bite on that cutter, he said, I didn't have a good game unless I broke 5 bats. That's pretty good. He got Torrey Hunter last time in Minnesota. Remember that one?
He shattered Hunter's bat. They had been going head to head for years. Two and two, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Blue Jays scored 4 in the first, 1 in the fourth. Buehrle has allowed 4 hits to this inning. Escobar with a 1-out single. Bryce Harper right behind him with a single. Now there are 2 outs.
He is way off the plate, isn't he, Wilson Ramos? And he just dives into the ball.
Pulls it to Donaldson, and he slips, and he's able to tag the bag with his glove to end the inning. The Blue Jays will go to the 5th, leading 5-0. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. He's Jamie Campbell and Kevin Barker.
you can earn rewards fast with Rogers First Rewards MasterCard. You'll earn 5,000 first-use bonus points redeemable for a $50 gift card from the Shopping Channel with no annual fee. Apply today. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. That is a good shot of the Capitol. Not far away from this ballpark. And it's a great city to visit. Boy, there are a lot of things to see in Washington, obviously. And now the Nationals have become a very, very popular destination. This Nationals ballpark is gorgeous. It'll be Bautista, Colabello, and Navarro for the Blue Jays in the 5th.
You know, we were talking earlier that Josh Donaldson has been doing everything for the Blue Jays, even defensively. How about this one? Stumbling over to third base, but has the presence of mind to tag the bag and get Escobar to end the inning. Reach out, tag the bag. That's all you need to do, Josh.
Good changeup from Jordan. He's ahead 1-2. Bautista extended his hit streak to 8 straight with an RBI single in the 1st. Bautista, Donaldson, and Colabello all with hit streaks alive. For the foul.
The quality of pitches from young Taylor Jordan has been a lot better the last couple of innings. Against Bautista, look where all those pitches are. Down and away.
Bouncing ball, 2 hops to Escobar. He throws Bautista out. 1 down. Yeah, it's been quite an adjustment for Taylor Jordan, and he had his problems in the 1st. The first 4 batters reached against Jordan. A walk to start the game, then double, single. Couple of outs, and then Kevin Pillar came up with a 2-out RBI single. So they had 4 runs on 4 hits in the 1st.
He's got good movement on all of his pitches, but if they're up, major league hitters are going to hit him, and they're going to hit him hard.
Chris Colabello is 1 for 2. Rolls over that high pitch. Desmond takes his time. 2 quick outs here in the 5th.
Ground balls. That's what you're going to get when you're pitching down in strike zone like that. And you've got that kind of movement.
Two down. Yonder Navarro playing in his first game since April 21st. Good to see him back. It gives John Gibbons some options. Obviously, the switch hitter who can catch, he can DH if needed.
He can hit, and he can hit from the left side. Blue Jays very, I think, top heavy from the right-handed side of the batter's box. Yonder Navarro, you get him back in. He can hit. He came up with so many clutch hits for the Blue Jays last season.
Well, the Blue Jays hit over 300 against left-handed pitching. Just 249 against right-handed pitching, and Navarro should be able to help that.
And the beauty of Navarro and Justin Smoke are switch hitters. Yeah. So when the lefty does play, they can still play.
Pulled into the outfield as Danny Espinosa throws out Navarro. 3 up, 3 down here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Mark Buehrle in control.
game goes Tuesday, July 14th in Cincinnati, Ohio. Help to make Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Devin Travis, Russell Martin, and Edwin Encarnacion starters for the American League. Fans can vote a maximum of 35 times for email address. Vote early, vote often, vote at BlueJays.com. And I know, Tabby, you're not going to put me up at your place, but how about a ride from Kansas City to Cincinnati? Can you help me with that?
I know you were talking about that today. You're struggling to try and get to Cincinnati. You can come with me. I'll put you in my suitcase.
Works. The carry-on, right?
How about that? That's coming up before you know it. Josh Donaldson is third in the American League with 15 home runs. Mark Teixeira moved into second. He homered this afternoon out in Seattle. His 16th. Teixeira leads the American League with 41 RBIs.
How about that?
What a comeback. Tyler Moore hits one hard, and that's down the left side. Foul off the railing.
He's got some power. His first big league home run against the Blue Jays at Rogers Center a couple of seasons ago. Mark Buehrle just missed his spot that time.
Or not, he got a long foul ball strike.
That's a good point. Some of those slow pitches on the inner half to those righties, and they yank a couple of balls foul.
Yeah, it's hard to keep those pitches fair, and Buehrle will take a long, loud foul. Now watch him go down and away. Right to Donaldson. Donaldson was standing there at third base to receive that line drive. Donaldson had one skip by him earlier in the game. He was a little bit upset by it. You know, Escobar hit it past him at third. I think he felt like he had a chance to make the catch. Stanley Cup final. Game one on now. The Blackhawks and the Lightning. Number 8 hitter is Danny Espinosa. Espinosa grounded to shortstop his only time up tonight. Espinosa has 6 home runs and 14 RBIs, but his playing time might be curtailed here in the next few days when Anthony Rendon rejoins the Nationals.
You mentioned that he's going to be back pretty soon. And Rendon will slide over and play second base. And that's a big stick for a second baseman. He had a sensational season last year.
Matt Williams has talked about hoping to get their regulars back as Buehrle walks the first batter tonight. Comes with 1 out here in the 5th. Rendon a year ago drove in 100. A year ago, actually, he drove in 83 with 21 home runs.
21 home runs.
There's Jason Wood, who got hit on the wrist and suffered a couple of fractures in that wrist. He will be out more than likely until August.
Rendon had 17 stolen bases, 39 doubles, and 111 runs scored. Those are some pretty big numbers for a second baseman.
In his second full season. Now, he's a young player that they're anxious to get back. He'll turn 25 on the 6th of June, Rendon. He's a young guy in the prime of his career. Taylor Jordan tried to bunt the first 2 pitches. He singled to right in the 3rd. He squares early here. He takes it outside. Boy, Josh Donaldson. If Jordan gets the ball down to 3rd, Donaldson's going to have an easy play to 2nd.
It'll be a double play. You can see he is hard charging from 3rd base. He is ready. He's in his football stance now, ready to attack.
And Jordan strikes out. The bunt was off. He was swinging away and strikes out. Strikeout for Buehrle. 2 down. Now we'll go back to the top of the order. The center fielder, Denard Span. Span was retired bottom half of the 1st on a Terrific defensive play by Buehrle and Justin Smoak, the first baseman. A little chopper off home plate. Span was ruled safe initially. Blue Jays asked for a review, and the call on the field was overturned. And there's another grounder. Goins comes in from second. And Buehrle is through the fifth. 5 strong innings for Mark Buehrle. He is shutting out the Nationals.
Shave their heads during Blue Jays Central. It will be in support of Child Cancerhood Canada. You go to Blue Jays or sportsnet.ca/shave and text the word HERO to 45678 to make a $10 donation. And guys, before the game, Brett Cecil, the Toronto Blue Jays, spent some time with young TJ. He's 3 years old. At the age of 2, he was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer. The good news for TJ is he's in remission right now. Brett found out about this young man who is from the same town that he is from, and his wife saw their Facebook page and called Brett about it, and Brett went and spent some time with him during the off-season. They'd say that their son is very shy, but Brett right away got him to open up, and Brett's taken on kind of like an uncle role to this young kid, and he's been a huge support to the family.
Justin Smoak rips it down into the right field corner. Smoak is around first. Harper will play it off the wall, and Justin Smoak has a leadoff double in the 6th. Well, Barry, we certainly don't want to make light of that situation. We want to acknowledge Brett Cecil and that great commitment to a family from his hometown. And it's great news about the youngster in remission with his battle against cancer. So a lot of these ball players do a lot of good things for young people.
Good for Barry to bring it up. That's outstanding. Change up right over the middle of the plate. That ball is hammered again. Another extra base hit for Smoak as he finishes that one off with a ringing double to right field.
His 3rd double of the season. He has an RBI, now a double tonight. Kevin Pillar is 2 for 2. He is 9 for 19 in his last 6 games. Average up to 241.
You know, it'll turn. You struggle, and then you get out there and you have productive at-bats. And that's in a productive at-bat. A guy who had been struggling, now starting to swing the wood, seeing the ball obviously tonight with a couple singles to left field, gives himself up to move that runner and get another runner to third base with less than 2 outs.
Job well done by Kevin Pillar, taking advantage of that leadoff double. So Smoak now at 3rd. Ryan Goins will see the infield in. This is a real challenge now for Goins. He's got to be focused, make sure he gets a pitch that he can drive over the infield. Goins with a long look down at Louis Rivera, the 3rd base coach. Pops it into shallow left. Long run for Moore. He is not going to get there, and Smoke will come home. Goins headed for second, and he'll get there safely with a slide. He got it to the outfield, and Smoke is cashed in from third. An RBI double for Ryan Goins.
You know, the Nationals bring the infield in. So when you hit a pop-up like that, the only guy who's going to have a chance at getting it is the left fielder. And Moore is playing very deep. No chance for Desmond, the shortstop, to come over, or Escobar, the third baseman. Moore with the dive. Not even close as that ball falls safely. So that's where the infield in backfires on the defensive team.
RBI number 13 for Goins, and Mark Buehrle. He's had a perfect night so far. He singled to center his first time up, then executed a perfect sacrifice in the fourth. Inside. Two and 0. Hits it to the first baseman, and Zimmerman will go to the bag. Buehrle's retired. Goins goes to third on the ground up.
This is where you see Mark Buehrle getting a lot of running in today as he makes his way back to the bench. Jose Reyes can take a pitch here and give Buehrle a chance to catch his breath.
Well, Reyes has led off for years in the National League. He's used to having a pitcher hit ahead of him. So he knows that you got to give Buehrle a little time to catch his breath.
Sit down, towel off, maybe get yourself a drink. Mark's not used to that. He only played the one season in the National League.
And two, when you do something you're not accustomed to doing on a regular basis, your adrenaline gets going and your heartbeat goes up, and it can sap your strength a little bit. So he needs a little time to regroup.
Well, he's been on the base already with a single. We saw the takeout slide at second base. We saw the play, the first batter of the game chop that ball up the first base line. He had to sprint over there and finish off that play. He deserves a rest.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of road work tonight. Reyes behind 1-2. Jose had a 2-out RBI single in the fourth. He drove in Kevin Pillar from second. Pillar scoring the 5th Blue Jay run. Reyes rips it into center. Goins jogs home, and the Blue Jays have put up 7 more runs tonight. They scored 7 last night on 10 hits. They have 7 on 10 hits tonight.
Third time that Jose Reyes has been on board. Second time he's driven in a run with a single. Every time that Taylor Jordan ball elevates to the Blue Jay batters, they have hit him, and they have hit him hard. Watch where this pitch is. He just swung through a changeup down and away, and this one about belt high. And he rips it right back through the middle. And now he's got to deal with Donaldson and Bautista in the middle of the lineup again. 4th time in this game already, 6th inning, that Taylor Jordan has had to deal with the middle of this lineup.
Coming into this game, the Blue Jays have scored at least 6 runs in each of their last 10 wins. And they put up 7 already tonight. Donaldson behind 0-2. Bounced in the dirt. Mentioned the Blue Jays trying to win a series on the road for the first time since they took 2 of 3 from Baltimore way back in April. They finished up that series on April 12th, and they had a good start to their road season. Won 4 of the 6 games against the Yankees and the Orioles on the road. The first goal for the Blue Jays has to be getting back to 500. At the start of play tonight, they're 24 and 36 games under 500. Donaldson strikes out. The Blue Jays scored 2 more runs in the top half of the 6th. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a runner. Reyes has driven in a pair tonight. Is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Blue Jays trying to wrap up this 6-game road trip with a win here in Washington. They lost 2 of 3 to the Twins in Minneapolis. Mark Buehrle has allowed no runs on 4 hits to this point, and there's a drive to center field. Pilar real quickly. The ball is caught by Pilar just in front of the 402 sign in center.
Every day that you watch Kevin Pilar play the game of baseball, for me at least, he gets more comfortable in the big leagues. Showing off his athleticism, his versatility right here. Heads back and takes away extra bases from Ian Desmond. Look at him track that ball. Watch him look it right into his glove and then knows that he's getting close to the wall.
And a couple of strides short of the wall. One down here in the 6th. Kevin Pilar is one of those players that's always been told what he couldn't do. And he's never bought into any of it. And good for him. He has beaten the odds time and time again. 2 down.
Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Beautiful Washington, D.C. And the Blue Jays will head home after this game. Have an off day on Thursday before welcoming in the Houston Astros. This is Bryce Harper. Harper had a 2-strike single to left field in the 4th. Rips this one into right. Bautista over to cut it off. It's past him. Up against the wall. Harper will stop at second.
You know, you made the comment last night, this is when you want to face Bryce Harper, 2 out, nobody on base. And again, here in a 7-0 game, not going to walk him, but this is where you want to face him right here. Don't have anybody on. He's just too good of a hitter. He has slowed everything down. He is just starting to put all of that talent together as he rips this ball to right field. Bautista tries to knock it down. But it will be another extra base hit for Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper's 2 for 3 tonight. Says Ryan Zimmerman. He reached on an error and struck out. And really never deviates from his approach. Strike one. With Worth coming back, hopefully by August, and he'll probably slide into the 4th spot, push Zimmerman down a bit. Rendon, he can probably hit 6, and boy, their lineup really becomes deep then.
It becomes deep, and it's a good lineup. This is the team that was picked to win the National League East by a lot, with the great pitching staff that they've had and all of those hitters, but they have just been injured since the first day of spring training, and they just can't get healthy.
There's a drive to left field, caught by Colabello. So the 2-out double doesn't factor in. Buehrle has shut out the Nats through 6.
June the 6th when the Blue Jays host the Astros at 1:07. Junior Jay's outdoor program is back. Join us pregame outside Gate 10 for inflatables, activities, and lots of fun. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Go to BlueJays.com for more. Guys, maybe Mark Buehrle could give the kids some bunting and sliding lessons too.
Mark Buehrle can teach kids a lot about everything, and he has been terrific again tonight. Buehrle with the lead. New pitcher into the game is Taylor Hill. He's in relief of Taylor Jordan.
He was just recalled from AAA Syracuse at the end of May, so he's only been in 1 game, 1 2/3 innings. There was a lot of strikes also. There are his numbers from Taylor Hill.
Tyler Moore moves into first base from left field. Ryan Zimmerman has been lifted. Michael Taylor is now the new left fielder, and he'll bat in the pitcher spot, number 9. A double switch in effect for the Nationals. Jose Bautista is 1 for 3. Bautista not pleased with those strikes called by Vic Carapazza. Lays off that breaking ball, and Larry Vanover calls him out, and Bautista mocking Vanover. Bautista strikes out. First out of the 7th.
Hard slider. He throws a lot of strikes. Jose thinks he holds up, and then has a message for the first base umpire, Larry Vanover.
Chris Colabello is 1 for 3. Colabello extended his hit streak to 14 straight. One out. Blue Jays lead it 7-0. Edwin Encarnacion not in the lineup again tonight as he's dealing with a hamstring injury. Colabello taps it toward third. Escobar throws in a hurry, scooped by Moore. Moore started in game 2 at first base last night, so he had a little experience. That was his first start of the season at first.
Well, that was pretty impressive right there. Go down and get it. Escobar has thrown a couple of balls away in this series. He's always had a great arm. Taylor Moore goes down and picks that one. No way to stay with it.
Deanna Navarro bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Blue Jays catcher has gone 0 for 3 and has returned to the lineup. Good to have him back. Two balls and no strikes to the Blue Jays catcher. Navarro hits it into shallow second base, and it's not in time at first. He has a base hit as Danny Espinosa was out in the outfield, and by the time he got it, he was running away from first base, and Navarro legs it out.
I'm going to call that one an infield-outfield base hit because it didn't get past the infield, but it was into the outfield. Look how far he is. He has to double clutch. He doesn't have the ball initially, and that gives DeHonor a chance to leg it out with the infield-outfield hit.
A 2-out single for Navarro. So technically he has a 3-game hit streak going back to his final 2 games before he injured that hamstring.
He was injured on a hit, wasn't he?
He hit a double. Yep.
Pulled up into second base limping and had to leave the ball game.
Justin Smoak starting at first base tonight is 1 for 3. He had an RBI on a ground out in the first. Two balls and a strike. Mark Buehrle pitched a complete game in his last start against the Twins. He went 9 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, and all 4 runs and 5 of the 6 hits came in the first inning.
Didn't even look like he was going to make it to the second inning.
Blue Jays bullpen was working in the first inning, and it looked like he was going to have a short night. Well, he turned it into a long night. Only 2 base runners reached base after the first inning against Mark Buehrle.
These last 2 road starts have been complete games. The Minnesota game that you were just talking about, and before that, his previous road game was against Houston when he threw an 8-inning complete game.
He went up against Colin McHugh in that game and lost that ball game 4-2. He allowed 4 runs on 6 hits in that game. Smoak drives it into center field. Span is there. The inning is over. The Blue Jays will leave a runner. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays have a 7-0 lead.
Astros, it'll be a busy month of home games for the Blue Jays as they see the Marlins, Mets, Orioles, Rangers, and the Red Sox. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. It's going to be a great month for those visiting teams in the Rogers Center. And this is the crew chief, Larry Vanover. He was at first base after Bautista struck out, and Vanover went over and sought out Bautista. And it looks as though he's wanting to know what's on Bautista's chest. And Vanover, to his credit, just went over to talk things out with Bautista, and it looked like everything was settled. And at one point, Bautista said, "I appreciate that," and Vanover and Bautista, they went their separate ways. But Larry Vanover, the crew chief, without question, sought him out. He wanted to find out what the root of the problem was after Bautista applauded that swing call down at first. Reyes goes to smoke. Wilson Ramos is retired. He is 0 for 3, the catcher. Mark Buehrle with 1 out in the 7th. Tyler Moore now at first base. He has gone 0 for 2.
You know, I mentioned that Buehrle's last 2 road starts have been complete games, and he might have a shot at getting another one right here because his pitch count is in such good shape. And he's throwing strike after strike after strike.
The only time he's broken a sweat tonight is when he's been on the bases. There's a curveball lifted into center. Shouldn't be a problem for Kevin Pillar. It's not. 2 down. Well, Mark Buehrle has had a busy night, not only while pitching, but also while hitting.
He hasn't done this in a while. That's a base hit into center field, so he's on first base, and now he's got to break up the double play. Mission accomplished as he upsets Danny Espinosa at second base, and now he's laid down a sacrifice bunt. Check. Gets that one done, and he's thrown shutout baseball for the Blue Jays tonight. So he's done a little bit of everything to help the Blue Jays to this 7-0 lead.
Danny Espinosa has the only walk against Buehrle tonight. He walked with 1 out in the 5th. Buehrle has recorded just 2 strikeouts.
And that's okay.
That's fine. That's why that pitch count's in such good shape.
That's exactly right. He's got a lot of ground ball outs. He's got a lot of lazy fly ball outs. He has really kept the Washington Nationals off balance tonight.
Ball on the strike. Mark Buehrle has those 2 complete games. That ties him for the lead in the American League. Dallas Keuchel and Felix Hernandez also have 2 complete games. Colabello almost in his tracks. Now he moves to his right, and Buehrle is through 7 innings. The last time a Blue Jay had back-to-back shutouts, 2009, Roy Halladay.
Jays game on TV and radio. For daily coverage, headlines, analysis, and schedules, visit sportsnet.ca/Blue Jays or join the conversation at Sportsnet on sportsnet.ca right now. And our own Shai Davidi spoke to a number of Blue Jays and got their predictions on the Stanley Cup. And you'd be surprised, guys, who so far has been the most accurate on the Blue Jays at picking the hockey playoffs? None other than Mark Buehrle.
Mark Buehrle,
Why
yeah,
not,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, he grew up in Chicago as the young pitcher for the White Sox, so he knows all about hockey. I misspoke when I mentioned Buehrle walking off the field. It's not complete game shutout, it's complete games. Roy Halladay is the last pitcher to have back-to-back complete games in 2009. Kevin Pillar rips it again right back to the pitcher. Taylor Hill snares it. Boy, Pillar's had some series here in Washington.
And you can't get discouraged right here. This is exactly what you're trying to do. Hit the ball hard, hit it back through the middle. And Kevin does just that, but it's caught out of the air by the pitcher.
Yeah, it was actually past Hill. He kind of reached back behind him and takes a hit away from Pillar. He's now 2 for 4 tonight. Ryan Goins had an RBI double his last time up.
He's getting some regular playing time now, Ryan Goins, and he's looking very comfortable at the plate. He's getting his share of hits. He's playing outstanding defense for the Blue Jays. Talking to him today, he's feel like his average has not shown how hard he's been hitting the ball.
Desmond loads up and throws out Pillar. It's 2 down. Now it's time for the drive of the game. It's presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
You know, we've been highlighting Mark Buehrle all night, and we should. So we're going to give him the drive of the game with this base hit to left field as Buehrle reaches out and pokes it into center field just off the glove of Ian Desmond. The team loves it. Mark Buehrle doing everything tonight.
Much to the delight of his teammates, he had that single leading off the second. Sacrifice bunt came in the fourth. So Taylor Hill says, I've seen your act, Buehrle. I'm throwing you a breaking ball. Second inning of relief for Taylor Hill. Mark Buehrle batting with 2 outs. Buehrle takes strike 3. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's all Blue Jays 7-0. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Kevin Bartlett.
This color expert sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Lots of great sightseeing around Washington, D.C. and Jefferson Memorial is another one you can see. It's not far from downtown, of course. Mark Buehrle was the first pitch strike. This is Michael Taylor as Ezequiel Carrera has come in to play left field in place of Chris Colabello. Donaldson cuts in front of Reyes and throws out Taylor. One down here in the inning.
You know, this road trip started with Mark Buehrle on the mound. And it started in that first inning with 5 of the first 6 batters reaching base against Mark. 4 of them scoring. He's thrown 0 up every inning since then.
Yeah, he has really gotten into a groove now after kind of a shaky start to his season. Says Bernard. Span came into this game putting up big numbers against Buehrle. He is 0 for 3 so far. Started this game, he brought a .364 average against Buehrle into this ball game.
With a couple of home runs. Bernard Span, not really known as a home run hitter. He's got a couple of home runs and 12 hits against Mark Buehrle, but he's in a hole again.
Ground ball, Goins right there at second. Span is 0 for 4. Let's check it with Jamie Campbell. Well, there is a certain code of ethics that you just have to follow, and when you don't follow them, you can get yourself in trouble. John Lester's on the mound for the Cubs. Dan Herron started that game, and I'm sure that didn't set very well. Miami's got a 6-3 lead.
Why wake up the opposition?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
The game is hard enough to play. You let everybody just play the game.
You never want to end up showing up your opposition. Just go play the game.
Giancarlo Stanton has hit his 17th home run in that ball game. Was Miami off to a disappointing start to their season, and they have changed managers as Mike Redwin was let go. This is Ian Desmond. He stays alive, gets a piece of it.
That cutter right on the inside part of the plate. He and Gianna Navarro have really worked well together. In and out, up and down, backwards and forwards.
Defense was positioned perfectly. Desmond's retired. Buehrle is through 8 scoreless innings. That runs his streak to 16 straight scoreless innings.
know for Marcus Stroman fans, yes, he will be at Rogers Center, and so will bobbleheads. 20,000 of them. It is Marcus Stroman bobblehead day as the Blue Jays host the Astros this Sunday, and the first 20,000 fans will receive one of these beauties, and he will be there, so who knows, maybe you'll get a chance to have him sign it. Go to BlueJays.com for more tickets, and guys, Stroman has been watching this game all night and is loving what Mark Buehrle is doing. He's been tweeting about it all night long.
Well, he calls him Papa Buehrle, and he is showing that he is the man tonight. A little bit of everything. And, you know, Marcus, he brings that kind of game himself. He can do a lot of things to help himself. Great base runner, good athlete, good fielder.
I would love to see Marcus in one of these types of games. An interleague game on the road where he gets to hit, run the bases, do his thing. He's an excellent athlete.
He played the infield when he first got to Duke, so he'd be happy to swing the bat, I bet you. 0-2 to Reyes. He fouls it back over the screen and out of play.
Jose upset with himself. Should have hit that one. Not a good 0-2 pitch right there. Taylor Hill left one out over the plate, and Jose fouled it back. Look where that third pitch is, right in the middle of the strike zone.
And that was probably a little bit of a purpose pitch. And pushed him back after that reaction that Reyes showed that he should have hit that pitch. And then Hill says, well, try this one out.
That'll come back fastball. That knocks Jose down.
1-2 now. Now 2-2. Top of the ninth inning. It's been Blue Jays from the opening inning. They scored 4 runs in the first on 4 hits. Reyes hits it off the glove of Moore, and that's going to be another hit for Reyes, his 3rd of the night. He's been on base 4 times.
They got another pitch to hit. Falls behind 0-2. Sets the table once again for the Blue Jays with this line drive off the bat of Moore at first base. Gets up. Yeah, just off the tip of the glove.
Tyler Moore started the game in left field. He moved into first base in the 7th inning. Part of a double switch. Josh Donaldson hit a double off the wall in center field in his first at bat. Ground ball. Desmond to Espinoza. Taylor made double play. 2 quick outs here in the ninth.
Blue Jays have been up there hacking tonight. 12 more hits, 7 runs. That one was an easy one right at the shortstop.
Bautista drives this one deep to left and back and got into the Blue Jays bullpen. Jose Bautista, home run number 8, comes with 2 outs here in the ninth.
That'll make the Blue Jay fans real happy if they start to get his bat driving the ball like that. Struck out in his last at bat against Taylor Hill. This time he wasn't waiting around. First pitch, and he drills it to left field. That was right into the bullpen of the Blue Jays.
It's Carrera who came on defensively. Ezequiel Carrera with his first at bat. Eight nothing Blue Jays.
That pitch you can see right there, right out where Jose can extend. Might be the deepest part of the ballpark in left center.
Bouncing ball to the second baseman. Guerrero is out. The Blue Jays are done in the top half of the ninth. They've added a run on Bautista's 8th home run. Mark Buehrle ready to take on the Nats in the ninth, looking for the shutout. Start pitched a complete game, won that one 6-4. He was staked to a 4-0 lead tonight in the first inning, and he's looking for his 10th career shutout.
Look at that, 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts, 85 pitches for Mark Buehrle through 8 innings. Looking to go back-to-back and complete games.
Yunel Escobar with a mighty cut lost his balance. It'll be Escobar, Harper, and the pitcher's spot.
Change up. Knowing that Escobar loves that first pitch fastball, Mark Buehrle pulls the string on him.
And then he throws that cutter right in on his hand.
Yeah, you can see 80 miles an hour, and Escobar is late.
Because he just was embarrassed with the changeup, and he wanted to make sure he didn't fool him on another changeup, and he beats him with that heater.
Yeah.
Ground ball, Reyes dives. It's past him into left. A leadoff single with nobody out now for a preview of what's coming up on Sportsnet Central. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak. Thank you very much, Ken and Ivanka, and that'll be right after this ball game. This is Bryce Harper batting with a man at first and nobody out. Harper's 2 for 3. He has singled and doubled against Buehrle.
Well, if he is going to throw a complete game shutout, he's going to earn it, because he's going to have to face the hottest hitter in the National League.
National League's Player of the Month for May, Bryce Harper. Hit 13 home runs in the month. 13 home runs represents a franchise record for homers in a single month. Ground ball. Smoke goes to second for 1. The return throw in time. Double play. Harper hit it hard, but right to Smoke. Smoke's had a good night defensively at first.
Boy, he certainly has. He picked the ball earlier, finished off a double play against Escobar in the first inning, and now this is going to be the 3rd double play for the Blue Jays. The 3-6-3, first base, shortstop, back to the first baseman, and they get a hot hitter. And that leadoff single is wiped out by another ground ball double play.
This is Wilmer Defoe, switch hitter, batting right-handed, batting for the pitcher, Taylor Hill. Very quickly ahead, 0-2.
What a master. I mean, this is so fun to watch as he goes to work on these lineups. In and out, up and down. Take a little something on. Take a little something off.
Reyes backhands it short. Ball game. Mark Buehrle has shut out the Nationals on 6 hits. His 10th career shutout. He and Deanna Navarro teamed up very effectively once again, as they did all year last year.
Boy, they moved that ball around. They threw the cutter in on the hands, the changeup down and away. Mark Buehrle started the road trip with 4 runs in the first inning, then 8 shutout innings. Finishes up the road trip with a 9-inning complete game shutout. The Blue Jays back come alive, and they gather some momentum as they head back home.
Drew Hutchison shut out the White Sox on 4 hits and took him 96 pitches. Mark Buehrle needed just a 93 to shut out the Nationals. We'll see you Friday night. Stay tuned. Sportsnet Central. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osman.